Cyberbrainer is an online training platform designed to help individuals and teams learn the latest technologies and become certified professionals, producing a comprehensive learning experience.
Clear any questions here? And again. And for now, leave the reference IDs part. That is going to be the last topic that we will deal in this particular session, because every object will have a reference ID and we don't have any usage apart from migration part. Alright. And, like I said, we have like 1 is the initial information. Next is going to be the calculation tab, and then we have what is called as the additional information tab, where we are going to give all the security information, and then the calculation tab. I'm going to be mentioning what is the data that it's going to be extracting and how. Alright, clear on this. When you do not want to use it anywhere, you mark it as D and you know it. Inactivating is okay. I just didn't want to get into that nitty-gritty details. But let me just tell you that now itself, so that it's going to clear the air around that question. See, when you say inactivating is, you are inactivating it completely within the system, so that you will not even be getting that particular field or object in any new rule that you are going to create. Whereas D and U, you will get that particular object in your usage, but you're just telling the user to not use it because I've marked it as D and U because this could have reference in my existing rules calculations. Where it is still running. Where it is still running. Where it is still being used. I'm still having the references for that and it's still running fine. I'm saying, do not use it in the future. That is number 1 and number 2. Usage, any object that I've marked it as D and you will not be carried forward as a part of my migration. Migrations like when I'm going to be migrating some changes from my test environment to my production environment. If I'm going to mark an instance as D and U, that object will not be migrated, it will be excluded. And those are the 2 key differences between inactivating and D and U. Hope it makes sense for you clear on this what exactly D and U does, because I'm not restricting the object, but I'm just saying that do not use it and it will not be carried forward to my next instance in my tenant migration. Say, from a test instance, if I want to migrate it to my production tenant, any D and U object will not be migrated. It will be automatically excluded in my migration or in my migration methodology. Alright, since we have not seen that, but I'm just trying to give you a trivia information over there. And even if, in your interviews, if they ask you what exactly is the D and you just tell them this one, you're instructing the user not to use it, even though you're not removing all the references. And the second thing, it is not going to be part of your tenant migrations. It's not going to be. It's going to be automatically excluded in your tenant migration. So if they ask you what is a D and U, these are the 2 common things that you need to know. It's not going to migrate. It is like completely inactivated audit trail. Also, it will show you that inactivating means that field is going to be inactivated. That's it. It's going to say inactive. It's not going to be deleted and in your audit log it is going to say inactivated, see on the 3rd of October. That's what it's going to say. It's not going to show anything else. Clear. It's going to say this is inactivated and you can reactivate it at any point of a time. And again, when you reactivate something, you need to ensure that all the references of that particular object are removed before inactivating it. Before you inactivate an object, you need to ensure that its references say, this calculation is using 10 different rules. I need to ensure that the rule references are removed. That is the criteria which we have as a part of an activation. Otherwise, those rules will error out, saying that invalid object is being referenced in your source field or in your value column. That's an error that will throw up. Clear on that? Alright. So let's move on to the next. Like I said about naming convention. So again, the naming convention, whatever we talked about, is available over here. Like I said, first it should be the company, and then we say calc field for CF. If you are going to create a condition rule, we say C, R, and, based on any other object that you create, use something which is going to be synonymous to it. Here I've used CF for calculation field. I can use C, R for condition rule and whatever it is. And here RPT is for reporting functional area. Reporting function area. I'm going to use it only for reporting function area. So that is why in this example it is given as RPT. If you are going to use it for core, say it as core. For benefits, say it as ben or b. And as per, whatever your organization policies are going to be. And then if it is going to be for comp, you say COMP or whatever it is. Similarly, you give it for the functional area that you are going to use. Next, give the meaningful name that the field is going to be looking up or the is going to use, so that when you drag this particular field name or this particular object name in other place, it will be easy for you to fetch it. And that is the reason why we're just insisting that you use proper naming conventions. Clear on this? And this is very, very important. And I was not very much focused about the naming conventions. Till now, when you created the rules or others, because we did not see the functional area till now. Now that we have seen function area last week, any object that you create from now onwards should be with the proper naming convention. So just make a note of it. It should have the appropriate naming convention. Otherwise, it's going to be rejected. Just have it in your mind. Because when I review any migration, if it is not in the proper naming convention, that object will not get migrated to the next instance. Because these are certain rules which is always available in any support project or implementation project that you're going to be if proper naming conventions are not there. It's going to be automatically rejected by your system administrator. It will not go through to the next instance. That's how it works. Clear? Any questions on naming conventions? And if you're creating an object along with Gathika, please ensure that it is appropriate. Alright. And I think this particular activity, we've already done it yesterday itself. Existing calculator fields. If you want to locate an existing calculator field, this is the place where you would be looking, and this is the specific reports and tasks that you have over there. So today I think I've already shared this particular material with you yesterday. Did you get the material across? I think I had shared quite a few materials, including the reports plus calculated fields. Did you get this particular material that we are seeing right now? The same deck as what I shared with you guys. Did you get it? Alright. Okay. The next thing that I just want you to do is, today, I want you all, to go through all of these tasks which are available, all calculated fields report. Business object, detail report. This is very, very important. This is what, I think, I showed you the other day as well. In any business object, be it worker compensation. What are the different fields that are available? Yesterday we saw this particular report about single instance, multi-instance, and all the other fields as well. So I want you to go through all of these tasks today, and please try to understand one or more fields which are available and what is the functionality of each and every field. Alright. And this one is again maintain calculated fields report. It is going to give all the calculated fields which are available in the system. Since this is a training tenant, you may find thousands of calculated fields created on different business objects. So today, if you get a chance, just try to go through this particular report and find out what are the other calculated fields which are already created by other trainees, and try to find what is the calculation and how they have used it. Alright. And tomorrow I will show you some more complex calculations, but before that I would want you to just go through this particular report once. Why I'm telling you is I can show it easily, but I just want you to go through one of these reports and try to understand how a real-world calculated field is going to be built or is built already. So it's going to give you a lot of inputs and insights about it. Alright, that's what this particular report is going to be on today. Just try to find out at least 2 or 3 other calculated fields other trainees have created. And if you want to clone or copy the same field. Okay, let me do one thing. I will just show you a small field over here. And I'll give you one option as well. Maintain calculated fields. Okay. So if you see, for different business objects they've created so many of them. Let me pick the common one which we see, which is for worker. In the View Calculated field, it should show up. It should show up in the View Calculated field option. Aren't you seeing it? And why I wanted to show this across to us. So we have so many different fields which are created over here. What I want you to do is you can pick at least a couple. If you can do more than one, if you can do 5 or 10 fields, it's going to give you a really, really strong base foundation for the reporting and everything as well. So what I would rather suggest is, I'm just randomly picking a field over here, which is built on the...
Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.